Hey, Keeping It Real listeners, I'm Kim Rittberg. I'm really excited to be with you today to talk about how to get yourself on camera today. I'm an award-winning digital marketer. I spent 20 years in media, in TV news, writing and producing scripts and getting people ready for camera. And then I launched the video unit for Us Weekly magazine, the celebrity magazine, where I did what you need to do, which is to turn an empty conference room into a video studio. And so now I teach real estate agents and founders across the country about how to grow with video. I spoke at the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Convention last year, and I've taught hundreds of agents my methods. And I'm really excited to talk to you today about how to be confident on camera and how to get yourself on camera. I want to break through it and say, first of all, you have to realize it is really important to be on camera. I know it's a push. You have to break through the wall of saying, I feel weird, or like I don't look good on camera, I don't like my voice on camera. It is really important. And I want to share a couple of wins recently to really drive it home. So I run this program called Video Bootcamp, which, by the way, you can apply right now. There is a mid-October cohort. I only run it a few times a year. It is a 7-week live coaching program where I get you confident on camera and I get you off the hamster wheel of making content for social that just doesn't have results. And I teach you a strategy, I get you on camera, and I give you processes so you can consistently create good content without burnout. So I had an agent, her name is Tiffany. She was in my last Video Bootcamp, and she was not showing up. So I had met her at the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Convention, and she heard my Get Confident on Camera. She came over to me after and said, I do want to show up on camera. I know I should. She ended up taking Video Bootcamp, where we really get on camera and we get a strategy together of what we're posting. We post it together as a team. She showed up on camera and she got 3 calls from 1 video. And I cannot understate that this is not an outlier. Once you start showing up, people start hearing you. Like, people can't hear you if you're not talking. So it's really, really important to break through whatever your reasons are and whatever your demons are that are telling you not to show up on camera. It's really, really important to break through those. And then once you're on camera, we put the strategy together. We're saying, okay, what are we making together? How do we optimize it to get more people seeing it? So I like to share that anecdote because I think it's really, really important to remember how it can and how it will help you once you start showing up. And okay, so I'm going to jump right into the ways to get on camera. So first of all, I talked a little bit about the importance of being on camera, but I do want to reiterate, I have a framework that I call get out of supermodel mode and get into teacher mode. Before going on camera, a lot of the work is behind the scenes. It's not just what do I wear, how do I sit, where do I put the camera? It's the mindset work of saying, I should be on camera. No one's going to mock me. My voice doesn't sound that bad. You have to start telling yourself those positive things and fight back the negative voices because we all hear them. Even though I am a video expert and I was a TV producer for 10 years, I've even done local on-camera work, I didn't want to show up on camera to promote my business. But I have a business and I need to promote my business. So we have to remember that showing up on camera is an integral part of our marketing. And secondly, we have to show up and think about the message we're putting across. You need to be more focused on the message in the video rather than thinking about how you look and how you feel. So I call that get out of supermodel mode. Supermodel mode is when everyone's looking at you and looking at your hair and your outfit and judging your voice. And teacher mode, where you're thinking more about the message, more about the education that you're putting in the video and how you're connecting to your ideal client. And in my Video Bootcamp program, we talk a lot about that, like who's your ideal client and how are you reaching them. I think a lot of us feel like, why does somebody want to watch this video of me riding a bike or something? Make it connect to your plan. We build a strategy and then it makes sense. It starts to make sense and it starts to bring in leads. And I think until you have a strategy and until you're showing up on camera, it doesn't really make sense. And it's hard to cut through the self-consciousness of being on camera. All right. So, the number one thing is the importance of being on camera. So I really want to hammer home, you have to get on camera, because if you don't believe that you should be on camera, you're always going to find a reason not to be. There's a million other things we need to do in our business. Generally, when we're running our business, we do the things we like to do first. We do the things we don't like to do last. And last, if we're lucky, often we shove them off. But it is super duper important to show up and do this. And I apologize, I have a little bit of a cold, but I still like to show up for you, Keeping It Real listeners. There are easy ways to start showing up on camera. So number one, the first really, really easy way is to start showing up on Instagram stories. So Instagram stories, if you don't know, is the part of Instagram where it's just for 24 hours. So you show up, you post a video, and it expires. So this is like a lower stress way to just start showing up. And again, it's all about practice. If you start showing up today, your video might be okay, maybe you feel a little awkward, but tomorrow will be easier. The next day is easier. It is like anything else. I know this from all of my clients that I prepare to be on camera. Every time gets easier, every time gets better. You have to start showing up. So Instagram stories is a great way to start showing up with low pressure. That's one of the things I do in Video Bootcamp. I force us all to get on camera because I do think it's important to work that muscle, just like you're working any other muscle, right? You can't get strong unless you go to the gym. You can't just read a book about getting strong. You have to go to the gym. It's the same thing with being on camera. So Instagram stories is a great way to just get out, shake off the cobwebs and start putting yourself on camera. And another thing, I have this agent in California that I work with and I love her. She's so fantastic. And she's like, I don't love like talking to the camera. It feels like a little weird. And one of the things I reminded her is you can start by being on camera. You can put the camera further from you and just do some work. So if I put my camera in the corner and then I'm typing on my computer, you're seeing me and I'm not necessarily talking to camera. So if that's not like your main thing that you love doing, you can do that. Additionally, if you have an assistant or a friend or a spouse or whatever who can ask you a question and then you're answering it to camera or answering it to them and recording, that's also a way to get yourself on camera in just a lower stress way. I liken that to if you ever watch like 60 Minutes or a documentary, often the person is answering someone like just a little bit away from the camera lens. This is what I did, by the way. The reason why I know all this is I was a TV producer, so I was the person next to the camera lens. So I would say, answer these questions to me, not to the camera. So that way you're actually talking to someone and it feels more conversational. Not everybody loves talking straight to camera. It's definitely a skill you need to practice. So that's another way to do it. If you have someone around you, have them ask you one question. So one question. What's going on with the market? How are the interest rates? Should I buy now? Or something like that. Or like, what's your biggest tip for someone looking to buy a home right now? And just have them ask you one question and answer that one question, and that's you on camera. You could put that in Instagram stories, or you could turn it, you could put it up as a video. And the reason why I talk about Instagram stories, there are a lot of platforms you could post your content on. I do love the idea that it's a great way to practice. Stories is a great way to practice, but you could put your content on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, doesn't matter. You have to start showing up. And then the other thing I want to flag, there's so much talk about AI and automation, and I'm psyched about that. Like, of course, we all want to make more content with less. So great. Can we use automation? Can we use AI? When I see people putting AI photos and quotes on their feed, it doesn't do much. Like, you're showing up on camera to build those relationships. Why? People are trusting you with a huge investment. And it's really such a personal relationship. You know that, right? You have all of these clients, you stay in touch with them, they work with you because they like you and they trust you. It's really hard to show and build that trust with a sort of robotic quote and a photo of a tree. And I'm being a little funny here, but it's really hard to build that. And if you think about this, let's say put yourself in the shoes of a buyer and you have agent A posting a headshot and a little caption, 2 sentences. And then you have agent B who's on video and really teaching you something about the market or about how to sell your home, or about how to buy a home. And you feel their passion, you're hearing their voice, and maybe they have like a little cat that crawls on them in the middle, so they're a human. Who are you going to work with? From a buyer standpoint, which person are you going to work with? So remember that showing up on video really drives those relationships. And on the back end, all the social platforms are promoting video more. So the more you do video, the more your content's going to be seen. So don't give up that opportunity. It's really, really, really important. The last tip I wanted to advise is do an interview. So some of my clients, they prefer this style versus others. I think this is great and fun. One thing you can do is you can do an interview to show up on camera. What do I mean by that? Set up your camera, have someone talk with you in an interview setting, and film that and have that be social content. I will advise, if you're doing that, make sure the interview is really planned out, because if you kind of meander and it becomes sort of like a tangent of talking, that's kind of boring for video and people won't want to watch that. But If someone's asking you a question and you're answering it and you're cutting that up and putting it on camera, that's great. Again, whatever is more comfortable for you, because I know that we all make excuses in our head about why we're not going to do something. So I'm giving you different ways that you can do it, because it's not one size fits all, right? When I work with my agents, everyone has a different personality. Like I have some agents who really struggle with showing up on camera, and then we were like, all right, let's have you be a guest on a podcast, or let's have you be an interviewee, an interview guest, instead of talking to camera. And how do we show up and make that happen? I do like to say it's really worth it to break through, though. I had my one client, he lives in Los Angeles, and he is such a killer. He's amazing. He's such a good agent. Really did not love showing up on camera, but I forced him to. I don't force anyone. I encouraged him to. I supported him through it. And I interviewed him, asking him his favorite spots in LA. That video got 6 times the viewership than any of his other videos. Just him talking on camera, no crazy visuals, really just just really him answering. People like to hear from people, and people like to know that you're that local expert. So he gave his opinions on what were the favorite restaurants in the area, what were some amazing clothing stores in the area, what was his favorite coffee in the area. Short video, but him showing up on camera, showing up as the local expert, bringing his opinions. That video got 5 times, 6 times, I forget, 6 times the viewership and engagement. So he got seen by potential clients, leads, other restaurants, people who would refer him, other store owners. So showing up on camera is worth it. I mean, his other videos, like the home tours, that's fine. They were getting seen, like a couple hundred times. And this video is getting seen several thousand times. You have to really understand the power of showing your face, the power it can have for your business. To me, I get it, and I get why we aren't on camera. But it is worth it to push through. And then once you're getting on camera, then we talk about, okay, let's talk about your strategy. What are the videos we're going to do? How do we make the videos you're doing even better and make them drive even more traction, get you more leads? I think that's really, really important to say, no matter where you are. I love saying this, like when I work with my clients in Video Bootcamp, the live coaching program, whether you're not showing up on camera, I'll get you on camera and get you started. But if you've already been making content for years, but you're not seeing those results and you're churning out content, let's get you a strategy in place. It means something's happening behind the scenes that's not connecting. So let's get you a strategy in place, and let's get you to the next level. One of my agents, she was really comfortable on camera, making lots of reels. She has a good sense of humor. So she was leaning into some of those trending reels with lip sync stuff. She took Video Bootcamp, and she told me in her testimonial, she's like, I thought I was good at video, but man, Kim really taught me so much strategy, and I was able to use it, and I ended up getting a referral. So she got a referral directly from a video, and she had been making content, really putting out videos before that, but she hadn't seen that return on investment yet. She hadn't really seen it pay off. And once you understand how to make the video, what to make, how to get it to your clients, how to get it to those leads, that's the part of it that really starts working. And we all are putting in, between 20 minutes and 4 hours a week for social media. That adds up. Time is money. If you're not showing up and you're not having a strategy in place, it ends up being wasted time. So you really want to be clear and make sure that you're showing up on camera and having a really strong strategy. So, those are some of my tips. I have a couple of bonus ways, because people always ask me. I get the same struggles from my different clients that about showing up. Another person is very interesting. Another woman I worked with, she lives in Iowa. I was going to say Idaho, Iowa. And she's an agent in Iowa, and she's a real estate agent coach too. And she wasn't showing up on camera. And if you want to be coaching other people, you want to be teaching other people, you need to show up on camera. You need to show them your personality. You need to make them like you and trust you. And I encouraged her to start showing up, and she she posted a video in Instagram stories, a bit of education on what she was doing that day, or her point of view on something in the neighborhood. She messages me. She's like, Kim, I got a message from someone about this video, and I thought they were going to be making fun of me. And actually they said, what a great point. So she realized that all of the worries of someone coming over and judging her were totally in her head, and they're not real. So I'm going to go over a couple of different ways that we can be showing up on camera, and I'll wrap it up in a second. And as I mentioned before, my Video Bootcamp, 7-week live coaching, you can apply now. The cohort starts in mid-October, so definitely apply now so we can hold a spot for you. It does fill up every single time it fills up. And it is 7 weeks of live coaching. I get you on camera, I get you off the hamster wheel of making content that's not performing. I give you downloads, templates, scripts, a system and a process, ways to brainstorm better. That's all in Video Bootcamp. And it's live coaching and also a curriculum that you can save and use forever. And lots of feedback directly from me. I will look at your content. I will give you direct feedback. I love teaching, and I'm, as you can tell, I'm very high energy. It's really, really fun. So they're going to link it out in the show notes, but my name is Kim Rittberg, Rittberg, and it's Kim Rittberg's Video Bootcamp. So I'd love to see your application for that. And I'm going to also give you one more tip for being on camera. So we talked about, number one, the biggest thing is the mindset shift. Go from supermodel mode to teacher mode. That is the biggest change, because 75% of my Video Bootcamp students and my clients struggle with even getting on camera. And then once you're there, aim for the easiest ways to do it. Instagram stories, shoot a video, answer a question that you get asked a lot. Think about a question that a lot of buyers or sellers ask you, put that onto video, post it on Instagram stories. If you really are struggling with it, put your camera in the corner, start doing some work, and then you have some footage of you working, and you can write some words on it, like hard at work, getting a house ready for sale, or ready for a showing. And then the last one is you answer a question. So have someone sit right next to the phone, have them ask you that question and answer it to camera. They can ask you why you got started, what's a funny real estate story that you had from your experiences, all of those sort of things. And then the last one is have someone interview you. So sit down and have someone. It could be in the office. It could be, I've seen these for my clients that have been good. Is one was in the office, like during sort of like a meeting. You could also do it like at one of your showings. Like you could have like your assistant or another agent just like have a little like Q&A, and then also you can both post it. So that way you're getting more eyeballs on it. And so that's another really, really good way. And the interview should be really specific. It should be really focused on one topic. So it shouldn't just be like about real estate. It should be like, the changing interest rate, how we're addressing it, or the thing you should never do before you stage your house. Like one specific thing that makes it really, someone understands what they're getting, and it's a better hook to hook them in, to grab them, to make them want to watch it. All right. I hope you enjoyed it. I always love teaching the Keeping It Real listeners. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. If you know, all the listeners who already know, follow me. I'm like friends, social friends, IRL, no, virtual friends with all the Keeping It Real listeners. And I am Kim Rittberg, and I love helping you grow your business with video, getting on camera, getting confident, and really understanding what to make to actually drive your clients, drive your revenue growth. It's really fun for me. I teach agents across the country, and apply for my Video Bootcamp. The link will be in the show notes. And until then, show up on camera, because hiding from the camera means hiding from clients. I'm Kim Rittberg. Have a great day.